Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Crisis 169 coming to you with another review. Yes, it's review time here on Crisis 169 Network. I actually review stuff periodically throughout the years. I reviewed stuff, multiple stuff. Go brief history. I reviewed the damn thing here, the 8-bit Do It adapter for the PS4. Also works with the Xbox One controller, but I bought this one thing like Spider-Man. Also, in the new fat Ratchet and Clank Root to Part coming on PC in July, late July. This here, pretty cool controller. Bought it there. But and then enough about the 8-bit Do and PS4 controller and future games coming. Sorry, got interest. Let's talk serious. The review here is going to be about 7-port powered USB hub 2.0. This here is Best Buy Essentials. It's through a company that's Best Buy. It's AC powered USB connections, 7 ports. The good thing about this is I have a 4-port I reviewed many months ago, maybe a year ago. You guys seen it below. As well as the controller I use for it now. And there is some caveats with this. This is a good unit. It's about $40-50 at Best Buy. The box ain't very big. I already have it set up, by the way, so that's why I'm not going to sit there and show you guys it like I showed the other things. Because it's behind there. The cable's 3 foot. Pretty small cable, so I had to put it behind the gaming rig. Comes with instructions. Typical guide, very simple. Who needs instructions? But this is mostly for your stuff. You can plug in your Xbox controller, even your Wi-Fi adapter for your headset or Xbox controller. And I'm going to talk about that briefly here. The con to this unit here. It's right here. This is my adapter for my Aptrax. I reviewed this as well. Headset, wireless headset. This thing works good with the 4-prong one. But it doesn't work good with the powered one. It has a kind of noisy to it. Static. That could be just because maybe multiple things plug into it, or could be whatever it could be. But that thing alone is rough, and also the controller kicks more, drifts more, plugged into that than plugged into the 4-port or plugged in directly into the gaming rig itself. By that alone, I cannot recommend this if you're using it for your gaming rig for more ports, for your controller, your headset, because you're going to have a lot of static. I don't regret buying this because I had my fan hooked up, had my damn microphone here that had trouble with the live stream, and I have my keyboard hooked up, stuff like that hooked up to it, and my mouse too as well. And apparently my mouse works pretty fine with it. So I don't know if it's just something wrong with the headset and the controller. Maybe because it's in a different input lags. It could be what it is. It could be because it's different input lags and requires a little more probably delicate TLC because it's something that's live action, playing Battlefield, Call of Duty, if you still play that, Halo, whatever, Doom, and you need crackerjack timing in those type of games. I don't recommend this for just. I'm gonna buy this and plug in a couple of little things. If you got 2 or 3 ones here, you buy this Insomnia Walmart I got. It'll do just fine. It's 4 ports. It's powered by the PC itself, so you're gonna worry about having to have another PC there, another cord. This comes with an AC adapter, 3 foot. My problem is, my fears, once that AC adapter or cable burns out, breaks, whatever, that's going to become pretty much powered by the PC. How many ports it can power. I have a RGB keyboard and mouse. Once again, Abtracts, both of them. I bought both from that GameStop. Our reviews down below. This is not a bad thing, but these kind of bother me because there's not one that's made for gaming. They have made for transfer data. Yeah, who cares? I'm playing Battlefield or Halo or Call of Duty. I'm not downloading files for Bob at the office. Okay, let's be perfectly frank about this. You know, I know I work at a distribution center. Come home, I play gaming rig. No, I'm not downloading no file for Ohio. I'm not downloading the Bob for Ohio. I'm not sending them or have a printer hooked up to it. This is good for multitasking machines like your printer, your scanner, stuff like that. For a gaming rig, to put stuff on it, like you can put on maybe 3 or 4. If you can't find a 4 one, you find this one. You can plug it in without using the AC adapter, and it should work just fine. The problem is, I haven't tried it without the AC adapter to see what happens. I have 3 or 4 hooked right now. I probably can get away with it. So I have 2 USB adapters plugged into my rig because I'm trying to figure out if it's really gonna be that bad or not. I'm gonna try it without it, but I don't want to burn out ports, so that's why I separated them. That's the biggest problem with me. You burn out USB ports, it costs money because you got to take them apart and fix the ports because you can't have all your ports burned out. How you gonna plug in your controller and USB controller? How you gonna plug it in? So that there, I recommend this, but also recommend using AC power, because I'll supplement more power to it so it doesn't cause strain on your USB port. That's what the Geek Squad guy with little badge, Geek Squad guy said. And I kind of knew that anyway, but it's something that needs to be addressed. This makes noise. Now, if I unplug it from the AC adapter, it probably won't even make noise. But will it work? That's the thing. And that bothers me. Because if it works, how long is it going to work? Hooked up to the AC at USB adapter power. My rig is fairly new, but it's going to get aged on eventually. My motherboard is old by PC standards. But it doesn't mean it's a bad stuff. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do. This is a good alternative for my problem. I have a headset, I have a microphone, fan, a other cable that's 4, and a keyboard and mouse that's 6. That takes up all of these except for 1. So I have to have it plugged in. But I'm separating them. And as I separated them, this old one here I had doesn't have the back noise. Could be because it's not plugged into any external power support. So just let it alone. If you don't like hearing that buzzing sound, or having your controller whip around because it's, I guess, having issues with the communication, and I don't recommend this. But if you have a wireless controller and you need an extra port and you have a couple more things going to it, maybe different USBs, and USB for your SSDs, for your gaming stuff, and it may work out for you in the end. I don't regret buying this. I can't return it because I already used it, and really return it for what? It ain't gonna do any damn bit of good, because I'm still gonna be with 3 or 4 ports short. So really, I'm using it because of not essential, but necessity. It's not essential for me. It's a necessity. I have to have more ports, and I'm not plugging in my 3.0 port. That's for the motherboard, for BIOS. So rating from 0 to 5, 0 being just stay away from it, and 5 absolute buy. This is gonna be a 2.9. It's, for me personally, it's lackluster in the sense that it has a background noise when you plug in the power, but also because I have hooked up to the surge protector, and it kind of scares me a little bit. plug a surge protector and make a humming noise while I'm having through a headset. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. But I think it's more the headset adapter than anything else. I've heard those wireless headsets pick up a lot more noise than wired ones. I thought about plugging in my wired one. I have a wired one, so I'm talking about plugging that bad boy and see how that works on it. If it has the same buzzing sound or not. But that has a regular headphone jack. It doesn't have a USB jack on it. So that being said, though, it doesn't count me out there. It just says this is not a terrible device, by far. But 2.9 out of 5. It could be better if it had background noise. Now it doesn't say it cancels out background noises. Doesn't cancel out all. Hassle-free plug-and-play design. Yeah, it is very simple to use. And then I'll check for any type of driver, not really driver, but maybe stuff that may work on Windows 10 and see if it will make it work better or not. But this is not a SSD, guys. This is not something you can download and update driver to, so I might be stuck with it. But like I said, though, I may try it again unplugged to see how it works. If it works good unplugged, then that's fine. But I don't want to burn the port. No, I don't want to burn the port out. Because once we hit that limit, it won't even connect anything else to it. That's why I'm leaving it plugged in. So it's 2.9. It's 0 is bad. 0 is awful. 1's bad. 2 is 2.9 is it could have been better. 3 is okay. Up to 3.5, 4 is good, and 5 is excellent. This is 2.9. This is more. It could have been better. It's okay, but it could have been better. It's okay to work with. That's my rating on it. 2.9. It's not bad, not great. For the price, it's a 1-year limited warranty, so really it doesn't matter. If it breaks down, I'll go Best Buy and swap it out, or get a gift card or whatever. They didn't have much up there with this stuff, guys. I mean, literally, this is really what they had. This and the 4-prong ones I already had before too. And I probably should have bought another 4-prong one to hell with it at Walmart and hooked it up and have 2 of them. But I wanted, this being said, one else in Best Buy looking around graphics cards anyway. That's what I found. Like I said, 2.9. I don't regret buying it, but I wish it was on sale, or wish it was a little more cheaper, because the cash flow wasn't terrible. But damn, 2.9. It should be at least a 3.2, 3.4. At least 3.1. But I will give it credit though. Simplicity, easy to hook up, is tight in there. They do fit in there very tightly. That's what she said. Tightly. So I give that. It's not loose and cheap and flimsy you think it would be. It's actually pretty well built. So that right there, well built, has power cable. Geek Squad is very smart with this kind of stuff. They showed me, what happened if I didn't do it, so you can damage the USB port or whatever. So 2.9 for the design of this thing. A 3.1 for design. It's not very big. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The cable knocks off some point because it's only a 3-foot cable, not longer. So I had to put it almost on the top of the table here, hanging on the back. The cable is long enough where it will work. This is about a 3-foot tall table here. Kind of wish I bought one that had damage. Don't damn power supply to it, but they're sold out 3 years ago. So design, a 3.1. Overall usefulness, it's useful. I mean, if you have a lot of things like me, like I do, so usefulness, I give it a 3. And I didn't know I had different grades. My final grade says 2.9, but my different grade, I'm going to tell you why I came to that number. Design, it looks like this. Has a cable. It's very simple design. Nothing fancy. It doesn't light up or anything. Has a little light that comes on if it's powered on. So it shows you it's powered on. The same with the old one here I have on my side. So that, and for ambiance for no one connecting, that's a 3. But if you take all the 3s and you cut it down and say, well, because of the noise reduction, the noise issues I have on this thing with my headset, it could be the headset, but I have it hooked up to this one right now to the other one, no issues whatsoever. Only unplugging this one. Now I haven't unhooked the power supply. If I do that and try it and it works fine, then we know it's power coming in there. But because of that, and also the controller, it goes ape shit bonkers. It starts kicking back and forth and spinning around. It only does that very few times. But I plugged it back in the rig, it did it very few at all. It happened on Battlefield a lot. It could be a bad game, whatever. They had an update, so it could have been that. But I do take points off to that. So that's why it's a 2.9, final grade 2.9. Everything is a 3. Okay. But in it all, for usefulness and things that I'm using it for, it's about me, it's not about you. You might say it's a 5 across the board. Cause you might hook up your computer and picture a computer and a USB thing for your router. You might plug in a printer and a scanner and other crap to it. Now you might have a small business, and this thing gives you a 5 across the board because it makes you money. By all means, God bless you. That's your review. And I say, if you buy this thing and you like it, comment below what you use it. You use it for gaming or not. If you don't use it for gaming, then it's made for not for gaming. But this thing does what it is. It does what it needs to do for me. But the background noise bothers that dial tone, that kind of raggly. That's background noise. That's noise in the system. That could be, like I said, because of the device. But I plugged into my older a 4-way USB port, and it works fine. And that one's powered by the gaming rig itself. So I'm gonna go with and say, because it's plugged into the external power source, maybe it's more power it needs to be. Maybe, I don't know for sure. That is what it is. But I bought it for that part too, as well as the controller, so I can free up some ports in the back. And now I kind of use all my ports anyway, so it kind of defers to the situation. My camera is plugged into the back of my computer and no longer plugged into the USB extender. For that reason alone, because it couldn't find it, and this couldn't reach up there anyway, because the camera cord's not long enough. And I just hate to see what happened if it did that, because I had trouble getting hooked up again into my rig again. I just had issues. But that being said, this is not a worthless buy. I don't regret this. I just wish I had more information about background noises and interference that could happen, because then I wouldn't have bought this. I would have bought probably a same one of those and came home, looked in the back, and no big deal. But I don't fault Best Buy for selling it. I don't fault the company that made this thing. But what I do default is the fact that it doesn't say anywhere on here not designed for gaming headsets or gaming controllers. It should have the information on here. Maybe it has it in the brochure and I haven't read it, because I'm a guy. I don't read a damn thing. I throw it away and figure it out 3 days later. I'll do this. That's me. I'm a guy. So you like it, it's what it is. But that being said, 2.9, Everything else is a 3, but final grade 2.9. Like I said, it's a good thing to use if you have multiple things to do it with. I have a fan, I have things like that, so it works fine. The fan, the microphone works fine. The keyboard and mouse work great. So obviously, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. The USB, stuff like that. That's why I plugged it in, because I have RGB on these things. If I had standard USB and my old wireless mouse and keyboard, I probably wouldn't even plugged it in, because I have RGB on these things. Uses power. So yeah, like I said, guys, it's not terrible. I mean, this is not. No, I don't regret this at all, but I do regret the fact that maybe it could have been a little more better with the wireless headset. And that's what really bothers me. But like I said, guys, it's 2.9 out of 5. It's good, but it could be a lot better. It's okay, but could be better. It's still in the okay category, just slightly misses the okay. Anything above 2.5 is considered okay, but could be better. When it goes to 3 or over, then it's okay. So 0 is terrible. 0 is trash. 1 is terrible. 2 is regrettable. But 2.9, after past 2.9, 2.5, you get into the it's okay, but could be better. And when it gets to 3, it gets okay, then phenomenal, then 5 is perfect. This is 2.9. It's okay, but it could be better. I do recommend it if you have things that you're not going to have interference with. Controllers, if you have like a fan or a microphone set up, yeah, it'd be fine. If you got a wireless controller, you might want to plug those into a different one or plug it back into your rig yourself, because it'd be easier that way for yourself. So I recommend it only if you're not using it for wireless headsets or stuff like that will cause interference. Now, I'm gonna say it could be because my headset's cheap. It could be. But also could be the fact that maybe this thing is powered and it's causing issues too. Because then the other one's not powered and working just fine with no static, no issues. So it could be that. But guys, once again, price is $169. Thank you for watching my review. Thank you for watching this. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. God bless.